Hello, my name is Jim DeMeo, and this is A Course in Miracles. Today we're reading Lesson 126. All I give is given to myself. This is such an example of how easily it is to misunderstand this course when you try to see it in human terms. Not only does it make no sense, how can I give to myself, but also it's objectionable. How selfish a statement this is. And so if someone doesn't look into it a little deeper, but even more importantly, if someone doesn't use their higher self, which is not judgmental, then this course is worthless. But when we allow our higher self, which means we make a little bit of an effort, then not only does it make sense, but it begins to become very helpful in the way we live our life. An example of this might be in Les Mis, that beautiful movie, where the police come to the bishop with their criminal, and the bishop says, "Oh, no, he didn't steal those. I gave them to him." Did the bishop understand that giving was giving to himself? I think so. And that set the spiritual tone for the rest of the show, didn't it? So when metaphysics are given a chance, they indeed are incredibly helpful to our life, but not interpreted through the eyes of the ego. So our reading. Today's idea, completely alien to the ego and the thinking of the world, is crucial to the thought reversal that this course will bring about. Again, in Les Mis, look at the incredible reversal of this man's life from basically a thief, right, to this wonderfully altruistic hero. If you believe this statement, there would be no problem in complete forgiveness, certainty of goal, and sure direction. You would understand the means by which salvation comes to you, and would not hesitate to use it now. Let us consider what you do believe in place of this idea. It seems to you that other people are apart from you, and able to behave in ways which have no bearing on your thoughts, nor yours on theirs. Therefore your attitudes have no effects on them. Their appeals for help are not in any way related to your own. You further think that they can sin without affecting your perception of yourself, while you can judge their sin and yet remain apart from condemnation and at and at peace. When you forgive, quotation marks around that word, a sin. So, double mistake, right? Separation. There is no gain to you directly. You give charity to one unworthy, merely to point out that you are better on a higher plane than he whom you forgive. What an ego trip. He has not earned your charitable tolerance, which you bestow on one unworthy of the gift, because his sins have lowered him beneath a true equality with you. We believe this garbage. He has no claim on your forgiveness. It holds out a gift to him, but hardly to yourself. Thus, is forgiveness basically unsound, a charitable whim, benevolent yet undeserved, a gift bestowed at times, at other times withheld. So Scrooge was right. Ignore these people. Unmerited withholding, it is just, nor is it fair that you should suffer when it is withheld. The sin that you forgive is not your own. It's these lazy, worthless people. Someone apart from you committed it. And if you then are gracious unto him by giving him what he does not deserve, the gift is no more yours than was his sin. All this illusion, right? If this be true, forgiveness has no grounds on which to rest dependably and sure. The metaphysical way is dependable and is sure, but come to it through your higher self. Continuing his commentary of the ego, it is an eccentricity in which you sometimes choose to give indulgently an undeserved reprieve, yet it remains your right to let the sinner not escape the justified repayment for his sin. Think you, the Lord of Heaven, would allow the world's salvation to depend on this? No wonder why Scrooge had some dreams. Would not his care for you be small indeed if your salvation rested on a whim? You do not understand forgiveness, especially with your lower ego human self. Think. As you see it is but a check upon overt attack. Yeah, someone's trying to take away my hard-earned money. Without requiring correction in your mind. It cannot give you peace as you perceive it. It is not a means for your release from what you see in someone other than yourself. It has no power to restore your unity with Him in your awareness. It is not what God intended it to be for you. Not having given Him the gift He asks of you, you cannot recognize His gifts and think He has not given them to you. If you're wondering what the gift is, it is simply an experience of oneness. Look, when we have that experience, we totally freak out. We exclaim, wow, wasn't that wonderful? But that's our natural state. Instead, sadly, it's kind of an unusual experience, isn't it? Could He be satisfied with empty gestures and evaluate such petty gifts as unworthy of His Son? Salvation, meaning the experience of oneness, is a better gift than this, and true forgiveness, as the means by which it is attained, must heal the mind that gives. Forgiving is receiving if you utilize your higher self. That's clear, isn't it? There's only one of us. How could giving not be receiving? What remains as unreceived has not been given, but what has been given must have been received. Give all. Today we try to understand the truth that giver and receiver are the same. You will need help to make this meaningful because it's so alien to the thoughts to which you are accustomed. Nice way of saying the ego finds this very objectionable. But the help you need is there. Give Him your higher self, the Holy Spirit, the voice for God, your faith today, your willingness to believe today, and ask Him that He share your practicing in truth today. Yes, practice the giving as receiving. And if you only catch a tiny glimpse of the release, the pure joy that lies in the idea we practice for today, this is a day of glory for the world. The release provides us with pure joy because pure joy is our natural state. It's sadly not our normal state, but it is truly, when we stop all this nonsense, our natural state. Give 15 minutes twice today to the attempt to understand today's idea. It is the thought by which forgiveness takes its proper place in your priorities. If you can see how incredibly valuable it is to you, to us, it will become a priority. That's That's why he wants us to take 15 minutes. Is the thought that will release your mind from every bar to what forgiveness means and let you realize its worth to you. In silence, close your eyes upon the world that does not understand forgiveness and seek sanctuary in a quiet place where thoughts are changed and false ideas laid by. Repeat today's idea and ask for help in understanding what it really means. Be willing to be taught. Be glad to hear the voice of truth, your higher self, the voice of God, the Holy Spirit. Be glad to hear the voice of truth and healing speak to you, and you will recognize the words he speaks. And recognize he speaks these words, that they're really your words. He speaks your words to you. Recognize he speaks your words to you. Welcome home. As often as you can, remind yourself you have a goal today, an aim, which makes this day of special value to yourself and all your brothers. It's almost like putting a key in the door and opening up the lock that has prevented us from experiencing joy and peace. Do not let your mind forget this goal for long, but tell yourself, all that I give is given to myself. Say it that way because you're affirming that we're one and that you're part of that one. You have a goal today, an aim which makes this day of special value to yourself and all your brothers. Do not let your mind forget this goal for long, but tell yourself, all that I give is given to myself. The help I need to learn that this is true is with me now. It's with you now because it's always been there, but it's with you now as opposed to before because now you're putting faith in it. Now you're giving it a chance to speak to you. Now you're making the effort. And I will trust in him. It's almost like what we hear from the humanistic system. You got to believe in yourself. Indeed, you must. Then spend a quiet moment opening your mind to his correction and his love, and what you hear of him, you will believe. For what he gives will be restored to you. Enjoy.